So today, let's talk about the great bedbug, I don't know, experience of 2018. So in January 2018, Sarah, my now fiance, had just moved into this apartment, and I don't know, 3 days later, we noticed that we both have these bites on marks on our arms. What could they be? Maybe they're bed bugs. Oh man, I hope they're not bed bugs. Guess what they are? They're bed bugs. So now, what to do? What to do about bed bugs? The answer is Google. She finds a bed bug service. I Google how to get rid of stuff, and so I start bagging up all of our clothes, every single thing that's made of fabric. I buy contractor bags, end up calling up a service, the service that she found that's incredibly well respected and regarded. I have a weird conversation with them, but whatever, it was a weird time, and so the next day they come, they pick up a ton of stuff, get another service in to spray our apartment, and I'm looking at the contract for the cleaning company. It was super weird. It was like one sheet of paper. It was written with like fake sounding legalese, and I just had this weird vibe about it, and I couldn't tell if it was just because I was stressed out about the just general idea of having bed bugs and how much money were we about to spend, and it wasn't clear how much it was going to cost for the service. They weren't very informative, but the website seemed good, and so at any rate, we had a couple nights, handful of nights on a bed that was plastic wrapped. It was fun. We were able to laugh about it the whole time, and then about halfway through, 2 days or 3 days before we thought we were going to get the clothes back, Sarah called the company to say, let's work out the details on this delivery. And when she called, I was doing dishes or something, and I could hear the person's voice, and I'm like, well, that's not who I talked to. But it makes sense that it wouldn't be who I was talking to, but so that's not who I talked to. And then she said, Tony, Ubertasio, and he's like, UBER. And so I come over and I'm standing next to her, and then we realized that the company she had looked up that had these rave reviews was not the company that I called, and was not the company that had our clothes. It was not the company that had taken our clothes. And so what they end up telling us is that there's this fake company that pretends to be them that will take people's clothes, and so now all of a sudden we're in this new phase of not only did we think that we had all these clothes that were potentially that we'd never see again, stuff that we'd have to get rid of, now we thought we did get rid of it all, like it'll never be seen again. I'm talking about thousands of dollars of just like every thing in this main room, all of the things made of fabric that could have come in contact with the clothes that we wore the week leading up to bed bugs, we got rid of. And so I call the number that I have on my phone still from when we got the service, and he said, yeah, we can deliver the stuff for you back. We take payment in 2 ways. 1, you can give me your credit card over the phone. 2, you can pay in cash on delivery. And I was like, those are some weird rules. Is there a web portal? Can I pay with PayPal? And he's like, no, those are the 2 ways. And I was like, all right, well, I'm not giving you my credit card over the phone. He goes, all right, so cash it is. And I was like, and so they come, they deliver the clothes, and language really affects the way you think about people. But I called this guy for probably too long. Called him a henchman. So the henchman comes, drops off the clothes, And I say, he says, where's the cash? And I go, listen, man, I'm gonna work this out with your boss, with the manager. I just gotta make sure that, you know, we have everything and it all looks good, and I'll work out payment with him. And he said, okay, you have to sign here. And so I kind of scribbled, because it was black garbage bags. I had no idea if I actually got my stuff back, no idea the state that it was in, and I knew that luggage was missing, like big luggage containers was missing, and so without luggage, I just wasn't prepared to pay, and I didn't have the cash. And so that whole night ended up being non-stop calls from the owner of the manager of the service, calling me a snake, a rat, a crook, a criminal, and I was like, listen, I'll pay you. I'm glad to pay you. A couple things are missing. It's not the end of the world, but let's work this out. Like, is there, you know, can I do a check? Can I do PayPal? And cops ended up getting called that night because people came into our building, and there was this whole big, like, home invasion moment, where the biggest takeaway for me was like how wildly underprepared I was to protect Sarah, and how little control you can actually have in some situations. And what we learned about it was, like, Sarah and I are a really good team when shit hits the fan. We can laugh about stuff, we can take care of business, we can roll with the punches, but that really wasn't, you know, it was okay for me, but it wasn't enough. And so I spent the last year trying to fill the holes in the skill sets that I didn't think I had. And it's not about how to deal with bed bugs, it's about how to be a man as I see it, and what, you know, what skills are going to be important to me as I think about building a family with Sarah, and I think about this life that we want to live together. And so I really think that a lot of what I will end up putting together on this channel is going to be the result of this bedbug experience in 2018. Life-changing. Best thing that ever happened to me was getting bedbugs in 2018. It literally changed my life. So with that, any questions about bedbugs, feel free to send them in. If you want to know more about the details of that night, I have some video and audio that our neighbors took. I'd love to tell you the resolution of that story. It is a curveball that's probably worthy of its own retelling. But yeah, bedbugs. Sleep tight, don't let them bite. Take care of yourself and be good to people.